Anti-Tracker.
We will return to your scheduled programming shortly, or we are currently experiencing technical difficulties.
Hey guys, Michael J. Crawford, the Anti-Tracker here. Sorry about the lack of audio there. I realized just after I was getting ready to finish the credits and realized that it was not on. Sorry, so my fault. I pulled a bird of prey. So, yeah. And Thomas throws a $1.99 in the chat, says all Kurogans are banned, and number 22, you got it, my friend, and we'll get right into it here. So thank you all for joining. Commander Shutter was first today. Welcome, Commander. Thomas Potts, a quick second, says, Anti-Tracker, the tunnel is finished, so when you finish, little boy, we can place it under the target. And it's Auntie is eating her foot, apparently. So the now Thomas, we got to be careful not to reveal our secret plans because a certain bird may be in the room right now. Life with Matthew says, let's blame Miles. Ector says, hola. Resolute says hi. Roland says, hail. Thomas says, you are late. Yeah. And the reason I say blame Thomas or the dog, well, the dog was kind of giving me a little bit of trouble, but nothing too major. But Mr. Miles was actually, he and I were talking about some stuff and we lost track of time. So that's the main reason I'm honestly late. Bird of Prey is saying late, all caps, because he's a jerk. Mike Richards says, greetings from Columbus, Ohio, as usual. Good to see you, Mike. Rambling Canuck is here. The wonderful, the ultimate, the legendary Mrs. Anti-Tracker is here saying hi, guys. Bird of Prey says no audio. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Vile Mike says, I blame too. Wrench bagging Ash. Hey, Miles, what's up? Yes. Got my drilling machine done, ready to make a real base inside of Mount Kuroga. Very cool. I haven't done a drilling machine yet. I haven't figured that part out yet. I'm just still trying to learn the basics of the game, honestly. I think I've got basic base building down. That's about it. Mr. Miles is a real mastermind of delays. He truly is. And now Bird of Prey is saying no music. And yes, I got it. And yeah. Commander Shutter says audio. Bradley says mute task. I get it. I know. I forgot. I said Resolute says, am I deaf or no sound? No, it was my fault. Vile wants to know, are we playing Space Engineers? I can go get my laptop. I hadn't actually planned on it, but we could take a look. The problem is, see, I've been working on these evil plans against Bird of Prey and Kuroga, and Bird of Prey is here. So if I show it, you will know my plans. So you see the conundrum I'm in. Commander Shran says hello. Chris says evening all, no audio. Yes, I got the audio taken care of. I don't blame your tardiness on Mr. Mouse. I blame Alex, Kurtzman, and Bird. Well, those are two better people to blame. I will give you that. Commander Shutter says, I'll be on at 12:30 a.m. Pacific after I get off work, and then I'll be on for 8 hours before I go back to work. Don't get it. The game is a lot of fun, but don't go crazy now. You're late. Do the Kurogans attack on Turdistan's internet due to the Kurogan attacks on Turdistan's internet servers? Yeah, good luck. Kurogan internet is literally two guys with cans and a string tied between them. Hi, Miss Anti-Tracker. Hope you had a good day and rest of your night. Yeah, I'm here too, Josh. And of course, Miss Anti-Tracker is talking back. Some people, Thomas says hi to Mrs. Anti-Tracker. Bradley says, hey, Ebony Mom, we love you. Yeah, I know you guys love her more than me. What? Okay, I'll just shut up now and let you guys chat with Mrs. Anti-Tracker for the rest of the night. How's that? That should be just, you guys would probably prefer that. And so let's see. Black Adam actually says, Anti-Tracker, how are you? Thank you, Black Adam, for finally acknowledging me. I'm hanging in there. I'm actually in a lot of pain today, but one day at a time, fighting my way through it. the wonderful procedures begin next week. I'm not really looking forward to it. And Yorktown says, hello from Canada, Mrs. Anti-Trekker. Chief wants to know, has anybody seen the Top Gun trailer? I didn't know they released a trailer. I mean, I know that because Wesley is actually at San Diego Comic-Con, and I'll show some pictures of that in a minute. Which he spent some time today at the Orville Experience, which looks like pretty cool, actually. Let me see, but was there a, let's see, Top Gun. Let's see. Yeah, I guess there was a trailer that came out today. Top Gun Maverick is the name of the movie. But I can't play it because I don't want to get DMCA'd. That's stupid, but yeah. I mean, here I'm wanting to show a commercial for something, and I would get DMCA'd by the people who would benefit from me showing the commercial, assuming it looks good. Let's see. I need to figure out how to unlock the ability to build stairs. What the hell is with that? How do stairs require special technology? Well, BIRDOPREY, you of all people should know that stairs requires the special technology of being able to walk. And Thomas says, unlike Kuroga, we were busy helping Cinnabon. That is true, actually. Me and Thomas spent quite a bit of time helping Cinnabon today as he unfortunately crash landed near our base. And so we shut off the automatic defenses because they were shooting at him, and we helped him repair. And let's see. Biomike says, I built a spaceship and crashed it into my base, then built a rover and flipped it within 60 seconds. I have not been able to build a vehicle in the game at all. So, yes. More conversation going to Mrs. Anti-Trekker because she's better than me. I know. Bradley says, you know we love you too, Anti-Trekker. Yeah, but I'm always like, I'm that second tier of love. I mean, she gets the top tier. I get the leftovers. I understand. She is way better than me, but, you know, that's... Yeah. BIRDOPREY says, also put Auntie in the main video and you go to the small box. Yeah, sure thing, BIRDOPREY. Hey, the stream just got better. You look a bit uncomfortable. Praying you will be better soon. Praying for Mrs. Anti-Trekker too and the Anti household. Thank you, Darth Maul. Yeah, I have. I'm. Yeah, uncomfortable is a good word. And so, how is Auntie's grooming? Molly, my fluffer, loves it. Her first dad was her groomer. His boyfriend painted her nails. She ate the paint off in a week. Well, she actually seemed to do pretty well at the groomer. She did not particularly like the blow dryer, apparently, but she did well. Anti-Trekker, check Discord, says Jane. Yeah, I know you. I got a ton of stuff sitting on Discord that I have not looked at yet. So let me tell you there, Daniel. Maybe the MCU can do the storyline with Old Man Logan. They could. And Resolute Germ donated $5 through. Now I'm forgetting what it's called. You know what it is. Oh man, I am so out of it. But thank you, Resolute. Oh gosh, what is it? Stream. Oh man, I'm completely spacing what it's called. The system that I'm using, and I can't. Oh man, what is it? Help me out here, Resolute. I can't remember what the name of the service you just used is. Streamlabs, thank you, Joe. Joe sent me a Skype message because I'm being an idiot. I truly am having that much difficulty focusing on anything, and so I do apologize, but that's just what I got to deal with for the time being. And so, yes, so, and Resolute put it, they said they're killing Czech. They're killing Czech. They aren't even dropping a moon on his head. I'm not sure what you meant there, Resolute, by But you want number 7, that I can figure out.
So, does anybody really know why we're fighting anyway?
Well, I think... Hey, didn't he vote for Trump?
He did.
Get him!
So remember, if anyone has an opinion, they're probably wrong.
Now we know!
And knowing is half the battle.
So thank you, Resolute. I do appreciate it, and I'm sorry I sound so out of it. Out of it? Thomas says, Andy Checker, see the actor who played Connor in Terminator 2 is coming back for the new one? Did you not see my half-hour diatribe about feminism in movies? And it's funny, because a lot of people apparently haven't seen that video, because even though it didn't get demonetized, YouTube is not recommending it, so that's pissing me off, because I thought it was a great video. Mr. Wolverine says, hey, hi, howdy, aloha, etc. I hope you're doing the best you can today. Thank you, Mr. Wolverine. And let's see. Chief Cook, anti-checker, Josh, bring the hoodie back. Well, Josh is actually at a church thing right now, so he can't do that right now. What's the news regarding the channel? I just got in. Not much, Darren. I'm just trying to get focused enough to get videos done, and I'm sucking at it, I will tell you. And Mrs. Antrecker will tell you, I've just been not well. So I apologize for that, but I'm doing the best I can. Here's something newsworthy to talk about. A huge animation studio was burnt down by this crazy person. Like 30 people died. Yeah, Mrs. Antrecker told me about that this morning. An anime studio in Japan was the arsonist was actually injured during the attack. And Chris and Bird say Streamlabs. Yes, thank you. Now that I'm way behind. They could bring Hugh Jackman as Old Man Logan. So that's what Daniel's talking about. They could, yes. But that ship, in my humble opinion, sailed with the movie Logan. The whole point of the movie Logan was to show the old version of Wolverine. To revisit that would just feel like a wash, rinse, repeat. Now, granted, seeing Old Man Logan fighting the Hulk and all that, that could be really awesome. However, I don't think we're going to see that. And I wouldn't get your hopes up for Hugh Jackman to go to the MCU, because, quite frankly, I think it would be a bad move. I really genuinely do. I think what Marvel needs to do is basically do what they do best. Start from scratch and cast people that fit the roles rather than just casting beautiful people. Honestly, that's what they need to do. Commander Shutter says, that sounds a bit familiar. I built a miner yesterday, totaled it right after leaving for work, built 2 more, killed both of them after I got home. Learned from failure, yes. Anti-Drecker's on drugs again. Woohoo! It's going to be a great street. Well, not on drugs. Honestly, and this is the honest truth about it. The doctor gave me this medication that does help a little bit with the pain. Not a ton, but it does help. However, the problem with that is that what little ability to focus I have is gone with that medication. I was 10 times worse than I am even now, even though I haven't gotten much done. And so, and Mr. Miles was detained, so he hasn't been able to help me get some stuff out either. So this has been a pretty dry week for the channel. For that, I am truly sorry, guys. So with all that going on, I stopped taking the medication so I could try to get a little bit of focus back and try and get some stuff done, but I just haven't been able to do it yet. So Resolute says, Chewie. Oh, they're killing Chewie, and they aren't even dropping a moon on his head. Gotcha, that makes more sense, Resolute. If they kill Chewie in episode 9, and then they kill Lando, I will seriously walk out of the theater. Wait, I've been lumped in with the dog? Well, I suppose that's a jump in status. It absolutely is, because Auntie the Wonder Dog is my favorite dog. Yeah. Beware of killer Care Bears, absolutely. MCU Earth 616, X-Men movie universe, X-Men 1, 2, and 3, Earth 4059, Logan, Earth 5. I I don't think they're going to go there, Daniel. I really don't, because I think that the multiverse, like if they start bringing all these different Earths and stuff together, like in the comics, it will get as convoluted and screwed up as the comics. They should not do this. I know that a lot of you guys would nerd out over it, and it would be awesome for those of us that are hardcore fans. However, trust me, you don't want that to happen. It will just make it worse. Trek Reviewer says, I feel your pain. I go in for an MRI on Monday to tell me what's going on with my shoulder. Good luck with that, Trek Reviewer. Yeah, obviously I already had my MRI and x-rays, and next up is the colonoscopy, which I'm really looking forward to later next week. All Irish who, in fact, the colonoscopy is a week from today, I think. All Irish who fought in the armies around the world throughout history are being honored next week and be called heroes. I had a lot of Irish family in American. That's cool. I didn't know that. And well, I've had, I'm half Irish, and I was in the military, and I've had several people from my family before me in the military. I heard Furlong's in the new Terminator. I have not heard that. BIRDOPREY says the arsonist had oddly shaped feet. I did not hear that. Hey, I think it's Streamlabs. Yes. We need a new Wolverine and a new Hulk. I know you're obsessed with replacing the current iteration of Hulk, Darren, but come on, be real. Not going to happen. You know that. But as far as Wolverine, I agree. I don't think they should bring anybody over from Fox. They absolutely should not. They need a clean break from the Fox continuity. It was a mess. We need to go and get a clean start, a good, solid Wolverine. I do think the Wolverine's first appearance in the MCU should be fighting the Hulk. Just like I think Rogue's first appearance should be fighting Captain Marvel, etc. I think we should bring in the mutants gradually and then have an X-Men movie after all the core X-Men have already been in various films. I also do think that it would be cool to bring Storm in Black Panther too. A lot of people feel he does fit the role of Wolverine. If you're talking about Jackman, those people are called non-comic book fans. I would submit that if they actually did Wolverine correctly, he would be a more endearing character, because that's what made Wolverine the endearing character that he became. Top Gun 2 says Springtime. Yes, it's coming. I haven't watched the trailer yet, but I'm hoping it's good. I mean, Top Gun is a really, really stupid homoerotic film. But it's a fun, stupid homoerotic film. And so if Top Gun 2 is an equally fun, equally stupid, and equally homoerotic film, okay, well, let's check it out. What about a future X-23 who shows up and mentions Old Man Logan's story and is there to prevent it through a new medicine? I could see something like that, but I don't think that would be necessary. And I hope that you see, and that's the problem. X-23 is just an excuse to feminize Wolverine, and I really don't want them to go there. I really don't. They'll reboot the MCU with all young, new actors. I'm sure of it. I've heard a lot of that happening. No, I hope you're wrong, Bradley. I truly do. Kongu's here, says, hey, Anti-Trigger and company, how you doing, my friend? Sorry that if I sound out of it, it's only because I am out of it. Darren says, don't worry, your meds won't make you half as stupid as Redneck. No, that's not nice. Redneck's not stupid. He's just Redneck. Mrs. Anti-Tricker says, bear with him, guys. He's really trying. I am, and I feel horrible that I haven't gotten much down. And Mrs. Anti-Tricker knows, because she sees me beating myself up every night when saying I haven't gotten enough done. I haven't gotten anything done. What's wrong with me? You know, and it's absolutely driving me nuts. X-Men are on the shelf, and that they should stay there for a little while. Like I said, bring the mutants in one at a time in other MCU films. Let them gel a little bit, and then do an X-Men film. Darren says, Marvel is teasing a multiverse in order to preempt the DCEU from doing it. Perhaps, but also notice that Spider-Man Homecoming also squashed that teasing just as quickly as they could tease it. Black Adam says, how dare you, sir? You apologize to Puke and give her a pat for me. Oh, Pookie. It's like puke. So, babe, if you're still watching, babe, so Puka's new name is Puke, according to Black Adam. Start fasting now for your colonoscopy. You won't have to drink as much. Go lightly that way. Oh, but it's so much fun. Nobody wants the Hulk we got in Endgame to fight anybody, especially Thing and Wolverine. Well, first of all, saying nobody is untrue. There are plenty of people that like this Hulk, just you don't. That being said, I think I keep in mind that there's nothing to say the Hulk won't continue to evolve and be something else by the time he fights the Thing or Wolverine. I agree, though. I mean, Darren, I think I like the Hulk best in Thor Ragnarok. I would like them to do something like have it so that maybe Banner couldn't maintain keeping his intellect in control of the Hulk's body and went back to about where it was in Ragnarok. That would make me happy. Hello there, Stargate fans. They brought in Chris Evans from Fantastic Four to Avengers as Captain America. Yes, but they didn't bring him in the same part. There is only one actor that went from prior incarnation to the MCU and kept the same part. And of course, that would be in the end credits scene of Spider-Man Far From Home. And that is the one person who was absolutely so born to play that part that I can, they couldn't put anybody else as long as that person's still alive. See, I'm even avoiding that spoiler, even though I know somebody probably already said it in the chat. Top Gun looks awesome. All right, Mr. Captain. Well, I'll check out the trailer after we're done with the show. I hope it is awesome. I truly, truly do. And now, hold on. Okay, that got screwed up. Young X-Men, such as issue #1 or older X-Men in a movie. I would actually, if I were going to do it as far as in the MCU, I would probably try to make the original X-Men the original X-Men. It would be tough because, Cyclops, Marvel Girl, not fricking Jean fricking Grey, it's Marvel Girl. Don't be afraid of her fricking name. Call her Marvel Girl. Anyway, Cyclops, Marvel Girl, Angel, Iceman, and Beast were the original X-Men. And I think that you could make that an interesting team. But also, you don't have to have Beast turn into a blue furball right away, because he didn't do that right away in the comic books. Leave him human. It's okay. It's not going to kill anybody. Wolverine is short and stocky. Absolutely. Wolverine should be short and ugly and tough as nails, and the kind of guy that you look at him and when he threatens you, you're going to laugh in his face because the guy's a foot shorter than you, and then he pops out those claws and rips you in two, and you ain't laughing anymore. Commander Shutter, will the next Professor X be Professor XX, i.e. a woman? I hope not. When did Top Gun become a homoerotic film? It wasn't back in the day. That's an old joke. I can't remember who it was that first said that, but like if you look at certain clips of Top Gun, particularly like the volleyball scene and the locker room scene, and you take those out of context, it does kind of look that way. Sci-Fi Sit Down says, make sure if they do that, you will trigger the hell out of SJW and PCs that support Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. I'm not sure, when you say if they do that, I'm not sure, 100% sure what you mean, unless you're talking about the Rogue Captain Marvel fight, but I'm okay with pissing off the SJWs. Wolverine should be played by Peter Dinklage. No, I don't believe so. Peter Dinklage should actually be playing Puck, if anybody. Wolverine is not that small. He's probably about a foot, maybe, I don't know exactly how tall Logan's supposed to be, but I'm sure he's at least a foot or two taller than Peter Dinklage. I don't care about comic book accuracy as long as they do a good job with the story and don't ignore comics either, like they've done with the MCU Spider-Man, not bound by the comic, but not ignored either. I agree with you on that, Miles. The idea is that, and this is what Kevin Feige and the Marvel Studios crew have done so well, is that they capture the spirit of those characters, but then they're not afraid to alter those characters enough to make them fit into the movie universe, which I'm perfectly fine with. So, for example, with Thor, it made no sense to do the whole Dr. Donald Blake finds the cane and becomes Thor. That, so I'm okay with that. But the storyline, the character of Thor is still the same character. Trek Reviewer says, I heard Dr. Alex is going to fly in to perform the procedure on you. JK. Well, yeah, that would be bad because Dr. Alex is not that kind of doctor. If he was that kind of doctor, I would definitely not hire him. Jackman's passion for Wolverine makes the tallness less of a factor. No, Peter Dinklage should be Peck. Well, we agree on that, Vile Mike. Jackman's passion for Wolverine, I'm sorry, I don't see it. There were very few moments that he felt genuinely like Wolverine to me. During the attack scene of X-Men 2, he felt like Wolverine. During the movie The Wolverine, there were a few scenes where he felt like Wolverine. But, and during a few scenes in Logan, he felt like Wolverine. But other than that, no. DJ Odyssey's in the house, says, greetings, fellow nerds. Hey, my friend. Maybe some fourth wall breakers with Hugh Jackman when they intro the new Wolverine. I would like to see, Deadpool, of course, he's another one. Deadpool you could bring over without changing the actor. Ryan Reynolds could play Deadpool in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Let's see. Like when they redid the original Spider-Man theme song in Homecoming show, they didn't ignore the original show. I'm 100% fine with that type of thing. Oh, yeah, that was fun. Yes, I loved it that Marvel 616 was not a thing in the MCU. I hate that term. It's just an Alan Moore fanboys who clung to that. Well, and here's the thing. Yeah, I when they called it 616, the minute he said that, I was like, okay, I kind of figured from the get-go that the multiverse thing was just a lie because it's Mysterio. Professor XX makes me imagine Professor XXX, the mutant Xander Cage. Vin Diesel is Professor X. And Groot. Get yourself either a lot of caffeine and some nice gummies, and you'll be happy and productive for hours. Yeah, but those gummies I can't very easily get in this state. And I don't know if I would be particularly productive, but I probably would be happy. If they want a multiverse film, here's a fun one-off idea. Treat the early MCU films with different actors, like different universes. Well, I know they could do that, but I don't want them to. We don't need a freaking multiverse because trust me, it's a bad idea. It is a bad idea. Believe me, folks. It really, really is. I know it sounds cool, especially to those of us that have read some of the comic books and we like some of the cross-universal adventures that they've had, but it is a horrifically bad idea. Yeah, in the comics, the Banner Hulk effect eventually wore off. Yeah, and I knew that because, I remember, and I don't know, Darren, I know you are the expert on the Hulk, not me. But, for example, in the original Secret Wars, not this crap that came out recently, but the original Secret Wars back in the 80s, which was awesome. The one where Hulk held up a frickin' mountain. That one, remember that Reed purposely pissed off the Hulk to make him stronger so he could hold up that mountain. And after that was done, then Hulk said, yeah, I know you know that my intellect is going and that's why you did that. I understand it. I'm not that dumb yet. And I kind of like that he was on his way back to being dumb Hulk. They need to do that. And a couple more super chats. I'll get them to in just a couple of minutes. I'm so sorry for being so far behind. I'm going to just do the stuff addressed to me for a few minutes. The Hulk will evolve into a soy latte drinker. Entriker, you could have Sam say, my dad fought with this guy in Canada. He swears he saw them getting hit by a train once and walking away. Dad always telling tall tales and having Furry simply say, Logan. I'm not sure what you're talking about there, Black Adam, but okay. Nightbreeze in the house says, hello, how you doing, my friend? Darth Maul says, I may be in the minority, but it seemed cruel for Banner to fuse themselves together. Well, in a sense, it's almost like the Tuvix dilemma. If Hulk is an individual that's separate from Banner, is it not murder for Banner to take over Hulk's body? I think that's a legit question. DJ says, "Hail, Mrs. Antitrigger, queen of all turds, and bow down before your queen." Absolutely. Chief Cook says, "Captain America versus Captain Marvel." Well, based on power level, Captain Marvel would squash Captain America. Iceman versus Human Torch, a classic versus. I would love to see that. I think that the mutant menace should become a thing. I really do think that the mutant menace should be a theme in the Marvel Universe for a while. Darren says, "Saw Shazam last night, loved it. Darla Dudley was cute. Mr. Mind was creepy as hell." Yeah, I tried to explain to Mrs. Antitrigger that Mr. Mind was like Shazam's worst enemy, and she was like, "He's a freaking caterpillar. What are you talking about?" But yeah, I'm really looking forward to see what they do with the Shazam franchise if they continue it on. Nightbreeze says, "I believe Logan's around 5'1" or 5'2". Yeah, I think he's right around the 5 foot mark. I'm sure Darren could probably tell us because he is ridiculously well versed on this stuff. I hope when they reboot Thor, we do get a Dr. Donald Blake as his alter ego. I don't think they're going to reboot any of these guys. I think they'll continue on the MCU and just bring in new characters. Hugh Jackman to play Thomas Riker in Star Trek Picard. Well, that would be different. Hulk versus Captain Marvel. Well, in that fight, Hulk is the strongest, but Captain Marvel is, well, it depends on which version of the Hulk you're talking about. But if you're just talking about Rage Hulk, Captain Marvel has the obvious advantage of intellect and versatility, and plus the ability to strike at range, while Hulk is generally tougher and stronger. So but then if you're talking MCU, well, Thanos curb stomped Hulk and actually struggled against Captain Marvel. So I would probably have to say Captain Marvel. Mr. Wolverine 007 says, "You are correct, sir. The next actor they choose should look more like me." Yes, Mr. Wolverine. Absolutely. Not Ryan Johnson put $5 in the chat, says, "Long live Kuroga." Wait, wrong stream. Turtistan forever. Thank you, Not Ryan Johnson. I appreciate it. And don't forget, if you want a super chat or Uber chat reward, to throw it in the chat. I will try to catch it and play it for you. Nightbreeze throws $2 in, says, "A donation for anti-treats." Oh, she'll love that. She's snoozing there. All hail the Hypno-Turd. Let's bring up the Hypno-Turd.
All hail the Hypno-Turd. You must love the Hypno-Turd. The Hypno-Turd is love. The Hypno-Turd is life. The Hypno-Turd is in your mind. You cannot escape the Hypno-Turd. You will bow down before the Hypno-Turd. Or something like that.
And thank you, Nightbreeze. They don't allow gummies in Tennessee, so no gummy bears or gummy worms. That sucks. What kind of backwards state? You know what I'm talking about, Darren. And I'm not going to define it all because I don't want to get kicked off of YouTube. Which is also, it's one of those things that pisses me off about the crap going on with YouTube right now, because there's a video I really, really wanted to make. Mr. Miles talked me out of it because it would be detrimental to the channel, even though I think that the video is important and should be made, but I can't. And I'll give you guys a quick breakdown of what it was going to be, and the reason I'm not doing it should be painfully obvious. So, as most of you well, maybe not, I don't know how well informed you guys are, but 2 days ago, there was a Senate hearing conducted by Ted Cruz, and this hearing was all about the shenanigans at Google. And they talked about Google search, they talked about YouTube, they talked about all sorts of stuff. And they had one of the senior executives at Google there, and they were grilling him on all these questions. So, Ted got to the whole concept, which of course has been pissing off a lot of people, including myself, about Google's putting bias into the algorithm. And of course, he flat out, the Google executive flat out denies that there's any bias. He says that, everybody's judged by the same standards, blah, blah, blah. And Ted then brings up an ad that was produced by a Republican that was refused to be aired by Google, that they censored the ad. They would not show it. And the executive from Google said that the reason that particular ad was pulled and not shown was because it had an obscene word in it. I don't know what word, they didn't say, but it had, an obscenity in it. To which Ted Cruz responded that the obscenity was bleeped out. And he said, yes, but you could tell what the word was, and therefore it was a violation of their terms of service. Okay, now, on the one hand, what the executive said is technically correct. I do know for a fact that it says in their guidelines that if you bleep out obscenities, but you can tell what the word is, they will still count that as if you use that obscenity. And if you do it excessively in a video, it can get demonetized or even pulled. Not that, they would do that unless you were conservative, but that's a whole other story. However, what's been driving me crazy about it is that there's a company out there that puts out, oh gosh, now I can't remember what they're called, something like Paintman or something sunglasses. They make these sunglasses out of titanium. They're supposed to be super strong. One of them has a little hook on it so you can open up beer bottles with it and all that. And in that commercial, the very first thing that happens is a guy goes, "Holy S word, this is awesome," and they bleep it out. That's in the commercial, and I've seen it running on my videos at least a dozen times. So absolutely, YouTube, the executive of YouTube, outright lied, not to you and me, to freaking Congress about what they do with their algorithm. Now tell me they don't think they're above the law. Sorry. And Thomas says, I'm not tired when I get home in the morning. I'll go on Space Engineers. If you need me to do something like the 5 classified projects, let me know in Discord. Well, we're still working on, Thomas, remember the nipple. I want to keep working on that. The basics are all in place at the nipple, but we need to continue to build up. Yeah, the Banner Hulk was the version that participated in the original Secret Wars. It was one of those things that led to Banner Hulk going away. Okay, I did not know that, but you're, like I said, you are definitely the expert on the Hulk, as far as I know. In the 70s TV show, there was an episode where the Hulk and Dr. Banner met. Yeah, and actually that's happened in the comic books as well. And then, let's see, what was that? Just a second, because my able-bodied, let's see. Is this the right one? Let me see.
Holy shit, this thing's rad.
Yep, that's it. So this is the actual commercial. Thank you, Mr. Miles. Mr. Miles, I actually did download the commercial for prepping the video, but since it's right here, I'll show you guys. So this is the actual commercial that's been running on YouTube for some time.
Holy shit, this thing's rad.
So, these are rad. It's pretty obvious what he's saying. This is a commercial for sunglasses.
We are William Painter. We believe in living a life without...
So, and don't get me wrong, I'm sure William Painter's sunglasses are wonderful. I don't have a problem with William Painter's sunglasses. I have a problem with YouTube's policies. Anyway, I wonder what Antrekker of Earth 6989 is doing right now. Probably not hurting as bad as me. SJW already mad about Top Gun 2, too much masculinity. Well, in that case, it's probably going to be a good movie. Gary Hinton's in the house, says, hey, Tricker, how you doing? How's your health? I've been missed a few chats. Well, I'm hanging in there. Health, we'll see after next week. That's honestly, I'm very nervous about the colonoscopy but I've had colon cancer in the past. So, yeah. Nightbreeze says, an X Factor movie with Havoc, Madrox, Gildo, and Wolfrain. I don't know who some of those guys are because it must have come in after. Because, like, X Factor was a relatively new comic when I stopped. I do have the first several issues of X Factor, and I liked X Factor when it was the original X-Men just getting back together. Wolverine's height is made variable about 20 years ago, same as Hulk's height. Some artists drew him as huge and other draw him short. Well, I think he works better short. That's just my opinion. Plot twist. Mr. Miles is the dog, and that's why I haven't seen him much lately. Shh, don't tell. They sell jerky for dogs at my brother's jerky shop. Gonna have to get some for Auntie next time. Ooh, she would like that. Trust me. I know that she would like that. Looked like the fish pooped out the hypno turd, then swam away. Commander Soy says, I'll make the video. Well, the point is that video would be an overtly political video, and YouTube would then determine that, oh, no, he's a far-right crazy, so therefore he's a racist, and let's pull his channel. I understand why Mr. Miles was concerned about me doing that, and I think he was right, but I hate the fact that YouTube is literally lying to Congress now. And that's not a bad idea, Rizzle. Maybe I'll do it and put it on BitChute. Make the video, send it to me, I'll put it up. Not like YouTube takes attention to a small channel like mine. Yeah, but the idea is we want to get the word out. Mercer Create says, hi. How you doing, Mercer Create? I'm glad you're here. And let's see. The epic beard lives on Ted Cruz's face. Yeah, that Ted Cruz, I got to say this. I did not care for Ted Cruz during the election. However, he looks so much better with that beard. He really does. He should have had the beard during the election. I think he would have won. Mr. Miles says, and I'm shocked I was able to change Ant Tricker's mind. You shouldn't be, Mr. Miles. I respect you. Sometimes. What about misleading bleeps, censorship? YouTube, their policy is that one of the things that you're not supposed to do in your videos is excessive swearing. And YouTube donated $1. You will love our policies. They are the best policies. Oh, don't make me laugh like that. Oh, man. Let me go back here. I need to read that whole thing now. Let me get... Oh, goodness. All right. You will love our policies. They're the best policies we can make to manipulate money from you. You think ad revenue is yours. It's really ours. Deal with it, minions. Signed with love. Susan. I can't even pronounce her last name. And number 5.
In deepest squat, on coldest seat, bite your lip and grab 3 sheets. In brownest night, in daylight too. Beware my power, Brown Lantern's poo!
Hey, didn't we do this joke already?
Oh, man. So thank you for making my day, whoever YouTube is. That's best username ever. Let me see here. And Mrs. Antrekker saying she can't hear me. That's weird. Oh, that was a while ago. Okay, just making sure that I'm not missing anything. All right. And let's see. Black and can we reboot the Antrekker channel, please? Please, into the Mrs. Antrekker channel. You will get 900,000 subscribers. You know, I keep trying to get Mrs. Antrekker to do it, but she won't. Remember the nipple and the Alamo. Very good. Yes, that's true. Never seen that commercial. I've seen it a bazillion times. I don't know why. You know, those maybe it has to do with your region. I don't know. At my Comic-Con, Lou Ferrigno the Hulk is going to my comic. Yeah, Lou Ferrigno goes to a lot of Comic-Cons. I've heard he's a great guy, so I haven't had a chance to meet him yet, though. Let's see, and then hold on, the chat went a little nuts on me. Okay, well, no, the episode where David Banner and the Hulk met was called Married, which won an Emmy. It was under hypnosis, and so it's debatable if they actually met. Well, yeah, I don't remember the details, but if he was under hypnosis, you could argue it either way, because if the Hulk is a part of his subconscious, then yeah, that could still be that they actually met. Life with Matthew says I get that commercial a lot. Yeah, I don't know why. Some people get it, some people don't. But yeah. Mercer says I'm okay, thank you. How are you? I'm hanging in there, Mercer. But I'll be honest with you, I've been better. Black Adam says they all look soy fueled woke as F idiots. Yeah, I know. Wolfrain is... Oh, I think you mean Wolfsbane is a shape-shifting mutant that's basically a werewolf. Yeah, I think you're talking about Wolfsbane. Guido, or how do you say Guido? However you say that, it's called Strong Guy and had almost unlimited strength. Madrox, I know Madrox is. And Strong Guy I've seen, never really cared for him, but okay. The beard is called the Riker effect. That must be it. Thor's Hammer. Have you watched the God Culture channel on YouTube? I have watched a couple of their videos. I have to say, Thor, that, well, the videos aren't badly made or anything, but so far I haven't found them to be particularly compelling, but they're interesting. Commander Shutter says, hey, Trucker, we should be pushing diversity in all its form. How dare Google discriminate against opposing viewpoints as long as they do not cause or lead to bodily harm. I agree with you 100%, and that's the thing that pisses me off about the SJW movement, right? It's not that they care about diversity. I'm fine with diversity. I'm all for... You know what? And I understand you guys haven't seen her face, but Mrs. Anti-Checker is freaking black. I'm obviously not against people of various ethnicities. And Pickle Jars for Hillary donated $1. Thank you so much, Pickle Jar, for Pickle Jars for his Hillary. Oh, I can't say anything today. Says, who else shocked that Maverick isn't a black woman lesbian? I think that a major reason the video only has 64,000 thumbs up and less than 1,000 down. Yeah, I'm kind of shocked as well. And number 2, you got a Pickle Jars. I'll get that just... well, actually, we'll do it now because I'll forget.
I'm a better female character than you.
You would be if you didn't spend all your time with that temper tantrum meme guy.
At least I'm not the one on a show with a questionable acronym.
Take it back.
No!
Yes. Oops. Sorry to bother you.
So... but back to the diversity thing. So obviously, I'm a huge fan of diversity in its true form. What I mean is people of not only different ethnicities and racial backgrounds, but people of all different stripes. Right? I'm for. In fact, like one thing that this was a long time ago. When I was working at Blue Cross Blue Shield at the time. And I used to have lunch with a small group of people. And every one of us was radically different. Now, at the time, I was an atheist. One of the other people that would come to this lunch group was a good friend named Rebecca. She was a observant Jew. We had a person who was a Catholic. And then a person who was, oh gosh, I can't even remember, but it was like Jehovah's Witness or Mormon or something. Kind of one of the fringe Christian faiths. A couple of us were fairly liberal, a couple of us were fairly conservative, and we would argue over everything. And it was great. We had a great time actually just talking about every issue because we came from such a variety of backgrounds. We always came up with, someone would come up with something that the rest of us hadn't thought of, and it was great. That's what it's all about. That's why diversity is so powerful, is that if you get people with differing mindsets to come together with a common goal, that common goal will be reached so much better. The problem is that diversity has devolved in this country, and I can't speak for Europe, but at least in the United States, to where it's all about silencing the other guy. And so if we can just get those liberals to shut up, if we can just get those conservatives to shut up, then everything would be better. However, everybody who's a liberal, we can all sing Kumbaya, or everybody that's a conservative, we can all sing Kumbaya. That's not what it's supposed to be about. The whole point of it is to get people of opposing viewpoints to talk. And so for Google to be pushing one side over the other with the amount of power Google has, that is downright evil, which of course is ironic considering they started out under the idea of do no evil. A tragedy occurred recently in Japan. Radical 40-year-old person burnt an anime studio. Yes, we talked about that briefly earlier, Thor's Hammer. It is really sad. I don't know the details on. I don't know anything about that particular anime studio or anything, but my heart and prayers go out to the victims and their families. Man, that sucks. Jimmy Kimmel has unnecessary censorship where he bleeps words to make those people bleep sound like they're curse words. How does this fit into YouTube's policy? Actually, it specifically says even if you do it for comedic effect, it is not allowed. Even though they will, of course, turn a blind eye to Jimmy Kimmel's unnecessary censorship. I know what you're talking about. It's a funny bit. I love Jimmy Kimmel's unnecessary censorship. I think they're hilarious. However, that is a violation of YouTube's terms of service. And also, like when I do, when I say F you, Ryan Johnson, or whatever. And those of you that know me already know, I don't actually swear when I'm recording the videos. I'll say fork instead of the F word. I'll say shirt instead of the S word, etc. But then I bleep it out to make it sound like I'm cussing. And I do it for comedic effect. You'll notice that in my recent videos, I don't do that very often. Why? Because YouTube says it's a violation of their policy. But Jimmy Kimmel can do it all freaking day long. That's okay. Why? Because Jimmy Kimmel is one of the good ones from their perspective. The problem is they don't see an opposing view. They see a wrong view. You're right. That is absolutely right, Hector. That is the problem. Isn't the Alamo a Caroga base? No, the Alamo is what the Carogans aspire to one day be. Darren says, Antrick, I sent you a picture of me as a kid meeting Lou Ferrigno at a con a few days ago. I was freaking out. Totally lost my composure. He wouldn't put me in a headlock, though, for legality. Well, you know, you got to be careful about that kind of thing. And yes, because Lou Ferrigno, I absolutely, yeah, he's a great guy. But I'll show the picture here. Wow, that's funny because you look totally different now. But that's cool. Yeah, that was obviously a while back. Since look at Lou, but very cool. I love Lou Ferrigno. I think he's a great guy. And let's see. I was talking to my 14-year-old cousin the other day. We were talking politics, and I told her, I love you, kid, but if you ever get woke, I will send you to the sun in a rocket. And you know, the funny thing is, even the term woke, it's something that, like, I've talked to Mrs. Antrick about. Woke originally was a positive thing, and now it's, yeah. And all woke was supposed to mean is being aware of what's going on in society. So your wife isn't just black, she's friggin' black. That's right. That's right. Let's see. Okay. Andrew, thank you for taking a piece of your day to watch the God Culture videos. I hope you can have faith and continue onwards and think about the points they make. Thank you. No problem, Thor. No problem. Wolverine is 5'5" and the Hulk is 8'0". Well, again, Chief, the Wolverine's height varies from time to time, and I'm not saying, oh, he has to be exactly a certain height, but he should be noticeably shorter than every other X-Man, unless Puck was on the team. Darren says, back in the 70s, Wolverine was 5'2", and Hulk was 7 foot. And the worst thing you can ever do is surround yourself with yes men that agree with you always. You are 100% right, and that's how you end up with the Star Wars prequels. Let's see. Valor says, Antrick, I'm glad you're on. I needed to get a distraction after getting harassed by Mormon missionaries. You know, I'll tell you. First of all, I'm not, even though I disagree with the Mormons on theology, I really actually, they're missionaries. The missionary kids, they're generally very polite. They're very kind. If you tell them that you're not interested, they're not rude about it. So there is that. Okay. So, however, I remember when I was a kid, I was horrible to them. Oh, man. I would tell them that, oh, we're just getting ready for the human sacrifice. Would you care to join us? Stuff like that. And I was freaking them out. Let's see. With the new rules, you'll have to stop with all the lore-bashing super chats. Well, there aren't that many lore-bashing super chats, but yeah. But I do have permission from lore to use them, so there's that much. I don't say woke, I say awake, because I speak English. But woke was an expression that was supposed to mean being aware, because there's so many people that are just blissfully ignorant of what's going on around them. And being woke meant that you kind of woke up to what's going on in the world. And yes, there's some social stuff to that, but it doesn't necessarily mean a radical left-wing agenda. But until now. Second Fleet Actual says, Antrigger, the radical left is off its rails when they attack a gay Jewish guy with a black husband. Yeah, well, go figure. Yeah. The fact that Antifa, if you've seen the video of Antifa attacking that reporter in Portland, it's like, seriously? Come on. Was that Wolverine in that bagel shop? And Thomas is sending a Twitter link, so making me look at Twitter. What's this? Buzz Aldrin said, imagine my delight when I drove by the Washington Monument and saw a rocket projected on its exterior. Oh, that's really cool. So I didn't know they did that, but there's a picture of it right there. Of the rocket projected onto the Washington Monument. That is actually really, really cool. And and Buzz Aldrin, awesome dude. Well, then there's the term red pill to combat the term woke. So there's that. Yeah, and I'm not a big fan of that either, to be honest with you. And red pill basically means the same thing as woke, except it's like the conservative version. They'll never do a short Wolverine because tossing the midget is gonna be some kind of ism. You're right. You're absolutely right. The only thing I like about Mormons is their dress code. They actually do have a very good dress code. They're also very pro-family. I don't, as far as from a purely humanistic perspective, I think that they're actually a pretty good church. They're very positive overall. But, I just disagree with them entirely as far as their theology is concerned. May Yahweh bless your God. May Yahweh God bless you and your family. Thank you, Thor's Hammer. Bradley says, my favorite thing about Anti-Trekker is I never feel like I'm getting into an argument ever. Just friendly conversations. But that's the point, Bradley. That's what we need to do. That's what we need to do with people we disagree with. That's what we need to do in the halls of freaking Congress, is to have a conversation. But that's the art that's lost. The art of conversation is completely lost. And that's sad. Black Adam says, it could be funny if the Hulk's son Scar was played by Lou Ferrigno. That could be. Captain Redneck is in the house. Sorry, I don't have the recording yet. Ooh, Captain Redneck is on the bridge. I know that sounds like crap. But says, who done it, the dog or Miles? Well, it was really more Miles, but I just figured that I would, offer the dog as blame so that Miles didn't feel as bad. But it was just me and Mr. Miles were talking about some pretty intense stuff, actually, and lost track of time. That's why I was late. And sorry, Redneck, I thought he said P corner. I misunderstood. Okay. And now Captain Redneck is confused. That's okay, Captain. That's all right. And Buzz Aldrin smacked my head. What? You don't like Buzz Aldrin? Oh, of course you don't. Never mind. Valor says, I sent a handwritten letter to the church a long time ago to remove me from the list. Still, nonetheless, I'm glad you're streaming. Problem. Nightbreeze says, have a great night. Hey, Nightbreeze, you take care of yourself. Commander Shutter says, I was a missionary back in the day, but did not knock on random doors to bug people because I don't like other churches knocking on my door. I'd rather talk to someone who asked me a question. That makes sense. Darren says, yeah, Mormons are pro-family all right. Now, come on, Darren. Let's not be mean about it. Captain Redneck throws $20 into the chat. Thank you so much, Captain. Although for some reason, I don't know why it didn't pop up on my screen, unless there's a problem. But says, I blame the stupid dog and Mr. Miles. Don't trust the Irish. Wow. Wow, Captain Redneck. That was... So... Okay, well... So Captain Redneck, of course, I assume you want to see the Captain Redneck animation, but I'm not 100% sure, so I'll wait until you say so before I play it. And Buzz Aldrin, the original One Punch Man. Black Adam says, Captain Redneck, but well, you're not wrong. I can't see for miles and miles. I can't see for miles and miles and Auntie. I'm not sure what you mean. I'm probably just losing my mind. Wait, was Darren the guy Buzz punched? I don't think so. I'm so psyched for Top Gun 2. I haven't seen the trailer yet, Mercer, so I'm hoping it's as good as some of you guys are saying. It sounds like it's going to be awesome, which is surprising, to be honest with you. But then again, Tom Cruise, I'm sorry, he is a hardest working man in Hollywood. He earned that reputation, and he absolutely deserves that reputation. Still not sure why Streamlabs didn't kick in on Captain Redneck's chat, but thank you again, Captain. Man, I should have never given my name to the Scientologists back in the 80s, still getting their junk mail wherever I live, including when I was in the Navy. Well, never give the Scientologists your information. That's a bad idea. Daniel says, Heather Caden, Section 31 show and Calypso could tie into Star Trek Discovery Season 3. Well, I don't doubt that Calypso in some vague way will. As far as the Section 31 show, well, it depends on if Michelle Yeoh is the star of the Section 31 show, and as we saw, she was on board Discovery when it went to the future, then it will have to tie into Season 3 somehow, because they got to figure out a way to get her back. Shoot, forgot to tell you how I got some little old lady to smack Nightbreeze with a notebook at Walmart today while he was working. Oh, man, that's... Did you catch it on film or something? Black Adam says, I'm offended. Give me reparations. Well, your name is Black Adam, so you might have a case for that. Captain Redneck says, 'twas a joke. The Irish are safe. Well, we remember that, Captain. He was making a joke about my name, seeing for miles and miles, but still being able to see you. So I'm just used to it. Gotcha. That's what my parents said to me. 'Twas a joke. My Top Gun 2 is very nostalgic. Love seeing Ed Harris. Oh, Ed Harris is in it. Okay. And though Phoenix is clearly a female pilot, she was in one quick shot. They didn't try to bang us over the head. Plus, she was white. Well, I don't care about the race and gender of the pilots as long as the characters are good. How much has America fallen away from its original culture, traditions, national pride, good moral values, freedom of speech, and right to defense since the baby boomers took over? That's a tough one. That is a very tough question to answer, to be honest with you, Thor. Not because there hasn't been a decline, but because there have been declines in some areas and improvements in others, right? If we look at the United States 100 years ago, in some ways, we were a much better country. In other ways, we were a much worse country, particularly when it comes to things like racism and stuff like that. So, yeah. Watch the trailer now. You'll be blown away. Tom Cruise flies his own Super Hornet since he doesn't... I doubt he flew his own plane. But I know he did learn how to fly a helicopter, though, for that last Mission Impossible movie. So I guess it is possible. But I'll tell you what I'll do. Let me mute the audio for the computer. So I will watch the trailer, but you won't be able to hear it. That way I won't get in trouble. And so I'm going to watch it right now. The trailer is about 2 minutes long. And so, all right. So we got a shot of the desert. So they're describing how awesome I assume Maverick is. So far, I do like the overall look of it. It does feel like this is a continuation of Top Gun. He's got the motorcycle. So trying to see what. Okay. I gotta. Let me see if I can find that. Didn't go back for it. Hold on. Let's see. Probably thinking, what did Anti-Checker see? That's okay. So you were talking earlier. Someone mentioned the, why the homoerotic thing. Here we go, right here. It's classic homoerotic Top Gun. So that's so nice to see that they brought back the beach volleyball crap. Why the hell not? So I gotta say the trailer looks better than I would have expected. Let me get back see if there's anything, because mostly it's just kind of showing you. And yeah, I see what you mean. They showed the pilot Phoenix. It's obviously a girl, but I don't care. Like I said, there are female pilots, so what? Tom Cruise. I gotta say, Top Gun Maverick, it looks like it'll be a fun movie. It does not look like it's going to be a particularly deep movie, but I do think it looks like it'll be fun. And Mrs. Anchecker is texting me saying no, because she doesn't want to see it. She thought Top Gun was the dumbest movie ever. All right, so let's see. After moving and going unlisted for years, yet the Mormons still found me. They're better than the FBI. They are. I haven't been around in a while, but I wanted to ask you about what you thought of the government of Tennessee honoring Nathan Bedford Forrest. I left Tennessee a couple of weeks ago, and that happened. I honestly don't know jack about it. So I don't even know who Nathan Bedford Forrest is. Let me look him up. It says there's a Nathan Bedford Forrest State Park. He was a Confederate Army general during the American Civil War. Although scholars admire Forrest as a military strategist, he is a highly controversial figure. Well, yeah, because he was a Confederate. I don't know. I mean, did he... I don't know what all he did, but yeah. The Anti-Checker Reacts channel. No, that's definitely not me. Multi-Gunman says, hey, how's it going? I'm hanging in there, my friend. Let's see. I told you to wait for... Let's see. Oh, I see what you say. Well, babe, don't worry. I wasn't able to pay that close attention to it, so we'll check it out. Anyway, Multi-Gunman, I'm hanging in there. Thank you, my friend. Didn't Miss Saint-Trigger tell you not to watch it till she got home? Yes, she did, and that was my bad. She said I misunderstood her. But we'll watch it again because I wasn't able to listen to all the dialogue. I just kind of got an idea for how it looks. Anti-Cam 2019 is looking good. She needs her own 24/7 Earth Cam. That would be the most boring webcam show ever. Best volleyball scene ever, yes. Anti-Checker, God can resurrect people. He can resurrect animals. He can. I don't know if he does, but he can. The only thing missing in the Maverick trailer was Iceman. Yeah, you know, I'm surprised, but who knows? Maybe they're holding that back. I would love to see, even though I know Val Kilmer doesn't look like he did back in the day, I would love to see a scene with Ice. Like, in fact, you could even have, like, because you know, I know Val Kilmer's kind of fat now and everything. Have Val Kilmer running the bar by Miramar, and Maverick and him reminiscing over the old days. That would be funny. A post-Tailhook Top Gun film because no one demanded it. Spike the balls! Spike the balls! Oh, man. Mercer says Val Kilmer is in it. And the first Top Gun was not deep. Definitely true. I said that right off the bat. Hello, a guy named Forrest has a state park. That is kind of funny. I didn't think about that, but yes, it's true. Let's see. Black Adam, check Discord, and it will ruin Rocky. Rocky the movie or something else? Let's see. And Black Adam. Oh, the Rocky training without music. I haven't seen that one, but I've heard of it, so we'll see. Well, see, this is weird. So Ensign Ricky put $5 in, and it shows up, but for some reason Captain Rednex didn't. Either that, or I just completely missed it. But yeah, I don't want to see the Rocky training montage without music because that would be horrible. Did you see Picard? Definitely has a pit bull and not a French bulldog. Well, that's stupid. Then he should have a French bulldog because that's the only way to make him French. BIRDOPREY woke up. Yeah, BIRDOPREY is woke. Didn't you know that? Val Kilmer has serious cancer. I did not know that. I hope he recovers. Miss Saintrix said Bedford Forrest was a leader in the KKK. Ah, okay. Well, not being a big fan of the KKK, I have no idea who their leadership were. So thank you, Bo Babe. I appreciate it. Ensign Ricky is in the house, throws $5 in. If you have not already, you should be subscribed to Ensign Ricky's channels. His videos are awesome. I do think that within a couple of years, he's going to be way out there ahead of me and stuff. So I don't know. So yeah. But sup everyone, poll. Justin Bieber versus Tom Cruise in the UFC Octagon. Type 1 in the chat for Bieber and 2 in the chat for Cruise. No matter who loses, we all win. So Justin Bieber versus Tom Cruise. Justin Bieber clearly has the youth factor on his side. However, Tom Cruise, I think, would absolutely spank Justin Bieber and destroy him. That's my opinion. Let's see. They named Forrest Gump after Nathan Bedford Forrest. Did they really? I didn't know that. Thomas BIRDOPREY says I was in Space Engineers, secret plans and all. Uh-oh. Well, we're in trouble now. Val Kilmer just spent the last few years relearning how to talk after his throat surgery, so he definitely isn't what he used to be. I didn't hear about that. That's horrible, but I hope he's doing better. So let's see. So the Navy is not going to let Tom fly an F-18. Yeah, but that would be awesome if they did. I'm more excited for Top Gun than Star Wars. I gotta admit, so am I. Star Wars, I'm not excited about in the slightest. In fact, I'm anticipating walking out on it. And BIRDOPREY 5 was a toilet. We already have one. Rednecks did show up. You missed it. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Then I missed it. I apologize. You guys know I'm a little out of it. Miss Antrix says, bye, guys. On my way home, babe. All right. I will be wrapping it up shortly then. So it looks like the votes are overwhelmingly going to Tom Cruise. Not surprising. I'm sorry, Justin Bieber. I would dare say that Auntie, even in her current state, would defeat Justin Bieber. Bradley says, have a great one, Ebony Mom. Give Auntie Checker a good smack for me. Wow. That's mean. Unfortunately, there have been lots of Hulks over the years in the comics, but no black one. Plenty of cool black heroes in Marvel, though. Yeah, but I don't. It was somebody. That's what the Venom Hulk was about. I personally, as far as the different Hulks, as far as design aesthetic, I kind of like the Gray Hulk. I wouldn't mind seeing the Gray Hulk show up. I know, and whatever you may think of the Gray Hulk and stuff, Darren, I'm just saying I think that he looks cool. Karoga now has cloaking technology. We have cloaked ships everywhere. Okay. I'm scared. Mr. Miles says, Antrigger, out of all the comic book theme movies ever made by anyone, who do you think was the best cast as a live-action version of a comic book character? Blade and Deadpool come to mind. I would say, as far as just purely casting, I mean, Deadpool, I would say I have a tough time picking between Deadpool and Iron Man. Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man. I mean, the funny thing is, I didn't know a lot about Robert Downey Jr. when he was cast. But I remember that way back then, I told Mrs. Antitrigger, oh, they're making an Iron Man movie, and they cast Robert Downey Jr. to play Iron Man. And she's like, oh, well, what's Iron Man? And I said, well, Iron Man is the self-centered playboy who was a raging alcoholic, but deep down was a good guy. She goes, oh, well, that's Robert Downey Jr. Okay. So, yeah. Tom Cruise has magic Scientology powers. This is true. Top Gun and Ghostbusters are returning. That is also true. Disney really messed up Star Wars. Mercer, you know I have a pet peeve with this. Kathleen Kennedy really messed up Star Wars. Please, please, please understand that Kathleen Kennedy was already working on destroying the franchise when Disney bought them. I don't think Disney intended for Star Wars to go the direction it did. Okay, now he reads my comment out loud. Sorry, Bradley, I've been less than perfect tonight, that is for sure. Darren says, Grey Hulk was the stuff. All right, so you like Grey Hulk. Okay. Steal Charlie's cloaks from the cloakroom? Karoga. Steal Karoga's cloaks from the cloakroom? Okay. Valor says 3. Lore singing wins. Well, that's true. If Lore got into the ring and sang, they would both just drop dead. Daniel says we need a Grey Hulk show. I wouldn't mind seeing Grey Hulk show up. And I know Darren hates him, but I wouldn't mind seeing the Red Hulk either. Chris Reeves as Superman was spot on. Christopher Reeve was a great Superman. He really was. It's unfortunate that, besides obviously the accident that killed him, paralyzed him, and then obviously, the worst thing about Christopher Reeve as Superman was that Christopher Reeve should have been born about 30 years later so he could be Superman today instead of back then. Christopher Reeve's Superman was the most perfect casting in my book. I think he was pretty darn good. But I still think, I don't know, well, Christopher Reeve is, man, he is way up there. He really is. As far as, like, I mean, yeah. The guy that said, whoosh, I'm invisible. Okay. Enemy Mine 2 is not happening yet. Well, I doubt it will. I think they should call the new Top Gun film The Mummy 2, The Apology. Says, Herman Schmeckelbeck. There, I said it. How dare you? I remember the Robert Downey Jr. talk show where everyone smoked on camera. That was the Morton Downey Jr. talk show. Red Hulk can be freaking rot in the memory hole. Lex the Legend is here. It says, what are we talking about? Well, we're talking about all sorts of stuff. We're talking about Nathan Bedford Forrest. We're talking about the Red Hulk, the Gray Hulk, that there's no Black Hulk. We're talking about Top Gun 2 and Comic-Con. And by the way, before I sign off, I do want to show a couple of things that Wesley sent. And Wesley Crusher is at Comic-Con right now. And he got to go to a press area for the Orville. And so let me bring this up. So even though the video is sideways, I think you guys will appreciate this. Notice it says Orville filming model. This is an actual filming model that was used on the Orville. So very cool. Nerdrotic filmed the Orville experience. Very cool. I didn't know he was there as well. So there's that. There's a bunch of stuff that... that's not what I'm looking... I don't even know why there's that blurry... I'm not even 100% sure who those people are. Although this one is pretty obvious that he was there for the Terminator Dark Fate panel. Sorry about that, because ew. So here's some Orville props that he got to look at. The Union Plasma Rifle, Type 1. This one I think is cool. Isaac's, well, not Isaac, but one of their severed heads. Obviously, some costumes. Ah, yes. And then this is like a panoramic view of the whole thing. So, very cool stuff. And let's see. Thomas says, Kuroga Tech. And let's see. Well, great. I just screwed that up, so now I can't see the chat. Hold on. All right. I hate when that happens. So when I clicked on the link, it messed up the chat, so now I can't see the chat. But it's a clip from Deep Space Nine, so I can't really show it. But thank you, I guess, Thomas. And let's see. Darren says, I wouldn't mind seeing the Abomination return to the MCU with a more authentic redesign, except that here's the problem. They've established the Abomination in the MCU, so if they were going to bring him back, that's exactly what he would look like. They're not going to change it and say, oopsie. I don't think that they would retcon that design. They might evolve it a little bit, but I don't think they're going to retcon it and say, oh, no, he looks totally different. Like green with the fins and stuff. I don't think that's going to happen. Bradley says, I think Smallville did Doomsday quite well, or at least better than the MCU did. Well, considering the MCU didn't do Doomsday, because Doomsday is in the DC universe, yeah, you're right. They definitely did better than the MCU. However, I assume you're talking about Batman v Superman's Doomsday. I thought the Smallville Doomsday, well, at least they tried, but I thought both left a lot to be desired. And so, there he is, Herman Schmeckelbeck, or is that Arnold? That was Arnold. I couldn't afford a soda at Comic-Con. Yeah, neither could I. Yes, Morton Downey. I remember seeing that when I was 2 years old. Just where everyone in the show always smoked. Commander Shutter said, I've never been to a Comic-Con. Looks fun. Actually, I've been to the Nashville Comic-Con. And I've also been to a Philadelphia Comic-Con, and then I've been to a host of smaller conventions, non-Comic-Con. And they can be fun, but they are also very expensive. Neat. He got a shot of Nerdrotic in that panorama. Was that Nerdrotic there? I didn't see that. Let me see if that was actually him. That would be hilarious. Let me see. I'm looking to see. All right, don't see him there. You know, I think you're right. That is Nerdrotic right there. Look at that. So here's an exclusive here on the Anti-Trekker channel. Nerdrotic screwing around while in the look at that. Nerdrotic is not looking excited to be in the Orville experience. He looks bored out of his mind. Nerdrotic is a betrayer to us all. He is not the fanboy we thought he was. He looks bored out of his mind at the Orville experience. Nerdrotic, shame on you, you worthless piece. All right. So, but yeah, I do think that is him. So very cool. Cumberbatch was pretty good for Strange as well in terms of looks. He's perfect. I agree. Cumberbatch was a great pick for Doctor Strange. Berkeley is at it again. Manholes will be changed to maintenance holes, and references to man-made will be changed to artificial. And Thomas says, Andrew, it's from Deep Space Nine episode with the soon-to-be-real Sanctuary District. This guy is Clint Howard, said, whoosh, I'm invisible, trying to hide from Bashir and Dax. Well, that would be Kurogan cloaking technology, all right. If that's not him, then he's got a twin, yeah. So, I want all of you to remember that, and the next time Nerdrotic streams, because I know a lot of you guys love Nerdrotic, and you guys know I love Gary, he's a great guy, but I want you to give him a hard time. You tell him that we saw him at the Orville experience messing around on his phone, bored out of his mind, when he should have been, and look at that, not 3 feet away from him is a woman holding an actual prop from the show and explaining it, and he doesn't even care. What's wrong with it? You guys need to give him a whole lot of flack over that. We are going to make, this is going to become the most horrific expose on Nerdrotic. We are bringing his channel down, damn it. Might be a life model decoy. No, I don't think so. He's tweeting about how much fun he's having. Star Wars Episode 9 reshoots will stretch into September. Well, that's not surprising. And Trigger, I liked Morton Downey Jr. in Predator 2. Yeah, I actually thought he did good in Predator 2, and yes, he was in there. And Thomas says, remember, he didn't watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's true. However, if you're talking about the life model decoy, that was actually a reference back to the comics. And it was also, Tony mentioned the life model decoy in the first Avengers film. And DJ says, Nerdrotic put up a video 2 hours ago of him in there. Well, maybe so, but I'm telling you, look at that. He looks bored. He's faking it, guys. When he is up there, he is faking it. He is absolutely faking it. He doesn't care about this stuff at all. See, proof right there. Look how bored he is. Let's play it a little bit. Yeah, see, he's bored out of his mind. And look at that. He's like right away, oh, man, look at that. That's just horrible. He is completely bored. He doesn't even care. He does not care. All right. So with that, I am going to wrap it up, guys. Thank you for putting up with me. I hope to be more like my old self after these procedures get going, because I can't stand not producing stuff at all. And Darren says, is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. MCU canon because they're royally screwed up Ghost Rider and Absorbing Man? No, they are not. And that I can answer with some degree of certainty, Darren. The whole thing started because Feige was fighting with the higher ups at Marvel and stuff, and they ended up splitting the Marvel Cinematic Universe and Marvel Television into 2 different groups, which means that the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as well as the Netflix shows were, even though they made reference to events in the MCU, that's why the MCU never made references back to the events in those shows. Those shows are not canon to the MCU, but the MCU is canon to those shows. So yes, you don't have to worry about Absorbing Man or anything else from those shows affecting it. Think about this. Phil Coulson is still dead in the MCU. And probably always will be. Anyway, and when they talk about with the Disney streaming service, my understanding is the shows that are the Marvel-based shows that are going to be on the Disney service will in fact be canon to the MCU. So like there's going to be the Hawkeye show, the WandaVision show, the Loki show. Those are all going to be canon. However, the shows that are like on Hulu and CBS, those are not. So shows like The Runaways and Legion and obviously Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and all that, those are not canon. So that's the breakdown. If it's on Disney service, then it is canon. If it is not on Disney service, it is not. Anyway, guys, with that, I am going to wrap it up because I'm just hurting too dang much and I need to lie down or, yeah, I'm just not going to make it. Well, yeah. So, guys, thanks again. Take care and don't poop in the bed because that would be bad.